Everyone, welcome to another video. So in today's video we are going to write another program, and the program name is basically find a factorial of a numbers in Python. So in today's video we will see different way of calculating factorial. Okay, the very first one is recursive approach, and next one is iterative approach. So let's first close this one and restart from the beginning. Okay, so I'm using any editor, so Python idle, and then expand this, create one file, new file for this code, and then find the factorial of a number. Save the file. Okay, and saving this one. The very first approach we are going to do with the, let's first talk about iterative approach, then we will go with recursive approach. Okay, so the first one is iterative. Okay, so approach. Okay, so if I'm going to discuss what is basically the factorial, so factorial is the multiplication of all number from 1 to the given number. Suppose if we have to calculate the factorial of 5, then the multiplication of all number 4, 3, 2 and 1. So from the given number to 1, or 1 to the given number. So multiplication of all not digits, all the number less than or equal to from this number. So the number is 5. So starting from 1 to the given number, right? We have to multiply all the numbers, and then whatever the result will be there, so that will be factorial of that one. Fine. And simple thing, the factorial of 1 and 0, this is one conditions we have to make it like factorial of 0 or factorial of 1 is 1. Okay, so just we have to remember this one, because we are checking from 1, multiplication from 1 to the given number, right? And if the number is 0 or 1, so this is a fixed thing. Factorial of 1 and 0 will be always 1. So let's first we have to write code for this pattern. For this pattern we have to find the code. So first we are checking the iterative approach, right? So in that case, let's first define the number. So let's suppose our number is n. Okay, and then assign some value. Yeah, you can take input from the user prompt, but just the main concern or main focus here should be focused on the logical part, not taking the user input or output, right? So now once we are taking the input, let's define some value where we will store the factorial. So let's define one, and then after, what we have to do, we have to get in this format, right? First we have to get 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right, like that. Okay, so let's do like that, or maybe, yeah, if you have, okay, fine, let's make it num in, and there is one range function. A range function will give you the range between, so it will be from 1 to n plus 1. n plus 1. Why n plus 1? Because we have to also multiply n, but range function always give the number from it will excluded the last one. Okay, so excluded last one is if it will be like 1 to 5. Suppose if we pass like 1 to 5, so it will be return only 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, not 5. 5 will always excluded. So that's why, because in case of factorial we we have to multiply the number itself also, right? So suppose in 5 also we have to multiply. So in this case, whatever the value is given there, we have to add that one. So here n is equal to 5, so n plus 1 we have to traverse till n plus 1. Fine. And then after this one, let's first print. Okay, then we will do the multiplication. So print, and what we have to print? Num. So let's print and see the output. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? This one. Now what we have to do, we have to multiply all the numbers. So for that one, we have taken already one variables for storing result, and then fact equal to fact multiplications the given number num. Okay, so every time, so the previous result will be multiplied with the next number. So in first time when loop will execute it, so it will multiply with 1 and the number one itself. So first time it will be, so if will be like that, let's, if num is equal to 1, okay, then fact will be fact, just you have to replace the same thing, fact multiplication this, right? So fact is 1 multiplication 1, right? In the next case, next iterations, or when the loop will be executed second time, so our output will be the same format. Now n is equal to 2, and now the value of fact, so previous value it will be 1 multiplication 1, and now the value of num equal to 2, right? So now it will be 3. Next case, if the value of num equal to 3, then the fact is 3, right, and num is 3, right? So now it's 9. Next case, the value of n will be 4, and then fact will be 3 here because the previous one, and the num will be 4. Now it will be 12. Next case, when the value of n is equal to 5, the fact is 12, this one, last previous one we have to take, and then num equal to 5 here. Okay, so now our result will be 120. So in the similar fashions or similar pattern, all the things will be calculated. If you enter the 6, so our loop will be go is this way. Okay, similarly this way it will go. So everything is done, then at last outside the loop, let's print the factorial. Printf, not printf, print, and let's make some formatted string. If the factorial of number, so what is our number? Num, okay, is, what will be that? That will be fact. So if you know what is formatted string means, formatted string, it will just replace all the expressions within that curly bracket. Okay, so that is the meaning. So you can use in this way. Make sure if you remove this one, it will not work. Okay, so just for f means formatted string, and formatted string should be inside double quote, and inside double quote with the help of curly bracket you can place with inside curly bracket you can use any expression or any variables. Fine. So run this one. Okay, so factorial 5 is 120, right? Similarly, we have to follow the approach of recursion. So in that case, let's define some recursive function. Okay, so def So I'm going to define some recursive function and then call fact fun. Okay, so factorial function I'm going to define like that. So inside factorial there should be number itself. Okay, and then first when we are defining recursive function, first we have to define the what will be the base case. Okay, so when the value will be goes to the end, what will be the result. So just like base case we have to first write. So if the value of, suppose value of n is equal to 0 or n equal to 1, so in both case result should be or return should be 1, right? Else what we have to do, let's make it align. Else our return should be the n means the number multiplication by next number decreasing by 1. Okay, so fact our function fun, and then it should be n minus 1. Next time it will be calculated n minus 1. So similarly this will goes to 1. Okay, so and the end we can print the same way. So just copy here, and then after executing this loop it will work like that, and our result will be, if you want to store result, let's make it here, a result, then or let's make it the fact itself. Okay, because we have already defined the variable fact, and then we have to call this function. Okay, and then we have to call this function, and inside this function you can pass any number n, that is we have already defined here. Okay, so this will be our result. So let's first explain this step. Okay, so how this is working. Okay, so suppose first time we are passing the value of n equal to 5. So this is our initial step. When we're passing from here, this function will, okay, so this is called 5. Okay, so this will be our initial call, and after this next line the function f will call this function, and let's interpret this one. So if the value of is equal to 0 or 1, right, but first time we are calling the function, the value of n is equal to 5. So in this case our block or our code or our cursor will go to this block. Okay, so in this case what will happen, n, it will return like n return n means 5, and then it will call the function itself. Okay, it will be call the function itself and decreasing the value by 1. So 5 minus 1, it will be 4. So again you can see the first time calling itself is not completed. Okay, again the function is going recursively in the next iteration. So it will call again, now this function will call again. We are calling the same function. First time we are calling with the value 5. Again this statement is not completed yet, right, because again this statement is calling the next function, the same function with decreasing the value 1. So now next time we will calling the value n equal to 4 here. Okay, again when the value of n equal to 4, the same approach will be happen till when the value of n if not equal to 0 or 1. So in this case it will be 4, and again it's minus 1, so it will be 3. Okay, so again you can see this statement, still this statement is not completed. Okay, because this function is, or this is not any number, right, this is also the function. So we have to return some value, right? So if the value of 3, so this will call this one, right? So it will be 3 and this will be 2. Okay, and again our thing, so let's not this one, just for okay. So again the value of 3, again this 3 into fun to it calling, again this function is not completed. So now this 2 1 will call this one. So when the value of n equal to 2, and it will be 2 and now it will be 1, n minus 1. Now we can see here in the what will the happen in next line, when the value of n equal to, there is no any further calling, right? Because now the value of, if the value of n equal to 0 or 1, our return will be 1, right? Now we are getting some numbers, but in case of rest of the things, we are getting return as a function, again it's a function call, again here is a functions call. So again, so this code is not completed, right? Still something is pending. So in our next call, what will happen, it will be return like, our return will be, so okay, so let me again, for the value of okay, so when the value of is 1, right, 1 here we will call here. So once we are going here, so this, see, this is not executed, okay, because when the value of n is 1, so this line will be executed, okay, not this one. If there is value of not 0 or 1, so our executions or our cursor or flow was going here, but in case of 0 or 1, it just returning 1, there is no any further call like that, okay. So in this case of here, if the value of 1 equal to 1, okay, so our return, okay, will be, what will be our return, it will be 1, okay, fine. So our return will be 1. So now when the value of n equal to, return will be 1 again, so this will be replaced with 1, okay, and when the value of 2, so result it will be, what will be the result, 2 multiplication 1, so this is this one, and this will be replaced with 3 2 1, right? In case of here, okay, it will be 4 3 2 1. In case of here, it will be same way, it will be 5 4 3 2 and 1, okay. So this is, so now we are getting some number value, not any functions call here, okay. So you can see from here the flow is going internally in this way, okay. You don't have to worry about this thing, but you have to understand how these things are working, because if the value of n is not 0 or 1, then it curves, or our flow is recursively going to next call, next call, next call, till any time will happen the value of n will be matched with this one. When the value of n will match with any of these conditions means some constant value, some discrete value, not any further function call, okay. So somehow this base case we have to match, else it will be go endlessly, okay. So whenever we are writing some recursive function, so first we have to decide what will be our base case, okay. So base case means when we have to, the recursion or the function termination process will be executed, or when there will be no any further recursion call. So that is called base case. Base case is means the last thing when there is no more recursion call be there, okay. So somehow it will be terminate here, and then again our loop will be completed in bottom up approach, okay. In bottom up approach, top down, bottom up, if you know. So this is things just in the form of tree. First we have to execute in the lowest tree, lowest leaf, and then we go to the upper root. So this is the meaning of this one. Okay, so I think you got the understanding. So the first one was iterative approach, and this was recursion call, or with the help of recursion. Okay, so this is always sometime you have to write any approach, like there is no any distinctions, but if you are a student, or might be you are writing for any examination, so either this would follow. If not, somebody is not mentioning which approach you have to use, either you can use both or single one. Okay, that is not any big deal here. Okay, so let's comment this line of code. Okay, and then we will see our next output, right? The recursion call. Let's see what is our output. So num is not defined. Wow, where we are getting the issue. Okay, fact is okay, it might be like that, we have using 2 times comment inside comment. Sometime might be not work. Let me check here. Oh sorry, that was the good thing, but it was from here. Okay, so because we are taking the n here, so I don't think that was the error. Let's also try this one. Comment inside this comment work or not. Sometime we are doing code, so sometime we forget some concept, sometime we remember something. So the error is our good friend. Okay, so sometime they will detect what is our mistake. Yeah, fine. So our output is correct. Okay, so this was the first approach, and this was the second approach. So either approach you can go with. So I'm just recommending first you try to, if you are beginners, first try to do this way, so that you will get the idea how the each step is working. And also you can try to deduce your concept or deduce your logic in this way, so that you will get, there is no any thinking in air. So it will be just like, just like paper, doing coding on the paper, sometimes you forget the concept. So maybe with this approach you can get it to the right result. Okay, sometimes it's happen, because every time, sometime if you want to remember the code, then might be sometime, by mistake or something, you are not very strong in memory or something like that, it might be forget. So in that case, this explanation is always helpful. Okay, so whenever you are doing the code, so as a beginner, so just I'm recommending, please do all these step by step, and then make the clear pictures, then do the coding part. Okay, but I have already first written the code and then explain to you. Fine, either approach is fine once you are getting the confidence over the time. So you can go with either way. So at the end you have to complete the task in given time frame, right? So that's all everyone. Thank you so much for watching. If this type of video is helpful for you, please do like and subscribe, and also you can do comment down below if there is something missing, and if I need to cover more such problem solving in Python. Okay, so thank you for watching.